room. This is the play that just occurred.
That's like she tries to slide over right there, and Hartley just kind of falls and makes collision with that lower leg. You see her immediately grab it. And she went down hard and was clearly in a lot of pain.
Sophie Cunningham went down after a tough knee collision, and fans, including her family, quickly called out the officiating for not protecting players. Many see it as part of a troubling pattern. Caitlin Clark's dangerous hit, JC's high poke, and Marina Mabry's reckless foul. Yet instead of collapsing, the Fever fought back as Kelsey Mitchell scored a career-high 38. Odyssey Sims contributed off a hardship deal, and Lexie Hull hit a clutch 3-2 lead Indiana to a stunning 99-93 overtime comeback.
Shot clock down to 6 for the Fever. Turner, up fade. Turner kicks it. Hull three-pointer. Bottom!
Indiana,
7 on the shot clock, 25 seconds in regulation.
they gotta get to the rim.
Charles has to hoist and connects. Wow. The Indiana Fever prove their resiliency.
Fever down! Head up in the chat. Yeah.
For Indiana, the problems began well before the Fever entered the game without all three of their true point guards. Caitlin Clark still sidelined with a groin injury from mid-July, Sydney Colson out with a torn ACL, and Ari McDonald recovering from a broken foot that left the team without a natural floor leader, forcing coach Stephanie White to completely rethink the offense. While most contenders are fine-tuning playoff sets at this stage of the season, Indiana had to shrink its playbook and lean on simplified actions so players stepping into unfamiliar ball-handling roles wouldn't be overwhelmed.
After Phoenix, it was a quick turnaround to figure out, how we're going to play without, Ari and Sid. And now we got to figure out how we're going to play without Soph. And we've got to figure out, who can play in certain roles. What are our substitution patterns going to be? What kind of wrinkles can we throw out there? It doesn't get easier. And I think we come back and have Minnesota twice, right? So it's really good mentally, physically, and emotionally for us. And then it gives us practice time, which we're going to need.
To the challenge, only intensified once the game got underway. Midway through the second quarter, Sophie Cunningham took a hard collision under the rim and lasted just 10 minutes before being forced to exit for good. Her shooting and grit had been key pieces of White's patchwork rotation, and losing her stripped a Fever of both depth and much-needed floor spacing. Suddenly, players unaccustomed to heavy minutes were thrust into larger roles, while the coaching staff scrambled to juggle energy, matchups, and simple survival. By halftime, the rotation was stretched dangerously thin, and Indiana was left plugging holes wherever they appeared.
We got Sophie Cunningham writhing around in pain, definitely hurt, and Sophie's one tough cookie. If Sophie's kicking and screaming like this, no Will Farrell. She's in pain. We even have Connecticut Sun players. Look at that. Connecticut Sun players, Connecticut Sun training staff coming up to her as the Fever starts making their way down.
On paper, everything suggested a loss was coming, but instead of folding, the Fever leaned into the chaos, using it as fuel to prove that being short-handed didn't mean being short on fight. It was survival mode, but also a statement of resilience. What no one in the arena realized, however, was that the toughest moment of the night was still ahead. It came when Cunningham's brutal collision not only reshaped Indiana's lineup, but also reignited the growing frustration over how the game was being officiated.
Every day in our huddle, that's what we say together. And it's just more than words for us. I think when you see things happening, there's no other way. If you spread apart, the season goes down quicker than anything else. And we talk about with the injuries, people are probably expecting us to just fold, just like you said. And that's not us. We come in the locker room and we're motivated. We continue to be motivated every single time we step on that floor. At halftime, we're motivated, chip away, and that's our mindset. And just continue to uplift people. When one person goes down, we say it all the time, the next woman stands up. And that's really just been our motto and been what we've had to do a lot this season, and that's what we're just going to continue to do.
Turning point came midway through the second quarter when Sophie Cunningham went down in one of the scariest moments of the season. On a drive to the rim, Bria Hartley lost her footing and crashed into Cunningham's right knee, bringing the arena to a stunned silence. Cunningham grabbed at her knee in pain before collapsing to the floor, unable to put weight on her leg as trainers helped her off. The Fever later confirmed she would undergo an MRI to assess the injury. No foul was called on the play, a decision that immediately sparked outrage from both the crowd and fans online.
How does she magically lower her shoulder into Sophie Cunningham's legs? Can somebody please explain that to me? Can somebody please explain those physics? Again, don't want to hear it, because this is a dirty play.
Fans reacted immediately. Many stood up, waving at the referees and shouting for a stoppage, as Cunningham lay in pain beneath the basket. Yet play continued, and the sight only fueled anger, not just in the stands, but also among her teammates. Their starter had to be carried off, and still there was no whistle, no acknowledgement from the officials. After the game, Coach Stephanie White admitted her first reaction to seeing Cunningham in such obvious distress was blunt and unfiltered.
Do you have an update on Sophie? Yeah. Yeah, MRI tomorrow.
Sorry, just quickly on something. I mean, what's going through your mind when you see her down like that, and you're jogging over there?
I'm like, holy shit. I mean, especially the way that she fell, and how she was holding herself, and how much pain she was in. At the time, it's like crap, and then you go down there and you see her, and it's like, okay, just want her to calm down and be able to regroup.
For many fans, this moment felt like more than just an accident. Coming against the Sun, it seemed like yet another entry in a troubling pattern. Memories of past collisions lingered. J.C. Sheldon's eye poke on Caitlin Clark in June, Marina Mabrey's hard foul that sent Clark to the floor, and knee to Clark's midsection on July 15th. The injury that has sidelined her for over a month. Those incidents were widely criticized as reckless, with many questioning why the league hadn't enforced stronger disciplinary action. Against that backdrop, Cunningham's collapse didn't feel like bad luck. It felt like another star, being left exposed in a pattern the league has failed to confront.
Oh, and Cunningham is down. My goodness. Should be. Scary moment as we went to commercial. Sophie Cunningham hit the floor hard, and she is being helped off the floor, heading back to the locker room.
If emotions were already running high, they rose even further when Sophie Cunningham's family spoke out. Her sister Lindsay directed a sharp message at the WNBA, writing, *, maybe you should focus less on punishing players for criticizing officiating and more on hiring officials capable of calling a consistent game and protecting your athletes. Pathetic. Praying for you. This wasn't just a fan venting frustration, it was a family member voicing outrage over what she viewed as a dangerous environment. Sophie's mother, Paula Cunningham, added to the fire with a since-deleted post calling Hartley plain, mean in her play out of control. Those statements carried weight, shaping public perception of the incident and reinforcing the belief among many that players are not being adequately protected.
Bria Hartley deserves zero benefit of the doubt. And Sophie Cunningham's family not too happy. I believe this is Mama C. Hartley is a disgruntled player having trouble everywhere she goes. She's playing mean and plays out of control. Looked out of control to me. Maybe you should focus, her sister. Maybe you should focus less on finding players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are capable to call a consistent game and protect your athletes. Pathetic. Praying for you. The only good thing positive surrounding Sophie Cunningham coming out of this game, she looked in good spirits in the locker room.
I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you guys. I know that sometimes it sounds like just a word when we talk about being resilient, but it's not, man. It's how we live. It's how y'all live, and it's a tribute to you. It's a tribute to your connectedness, your togetherness, your toughness, your mindset. Your never give up gritty attitudes. Like, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. And
Assassin Kelsey Mitchell has a new career high. Backdoor Mitchell bouncing in the paint for two. Kelsey Mitchell, the big is matched up. Mitchell squeezing through for two in the fall. Fouls on the other end. It's Mitchell launching it. Your New England Ford dealers and the Ford Bronco family goat modes, the official SUVs of the Connecticut Sun. Mitchell connects.
Reading the defense. And reckless closeout, so you have to make sure you let the shooter land here. Landing space needs to happen. Looks like Mitchell also clutching her leg here as well.
Record goes
outside of you. If it is, it's going to be 2 to make 1. Okay, go take 1 in.
Kelsey, your second half, you get 34 of your flights just now.
Damn!
The last after halftime, what took over you? How did you get it done on the floor?
I think it was more about what we did from a standpoint of like the mindset and the mentality. From half to half, it sucked for me. First half, it just wasn't, and I think that, it wasn't as well for our group, but the resiliency is true in our room. Seeing Soph go down and then knowing what happened with Sid and knowing what happened with Ari, and then knowing what happened with Cece, it's like, I think a lot of it was just God and being able to like stay prepared and stay in your mental state to be able to compete. But I really think that that's the most resilient that we've ever been because of everything we've been through. So I think a lot of it you just tap into your team and you just love in your team, and I think great things can happen.
I don't even think there are any words. I mean, when you look at Kelsey's play and you look at what she means to the squad, coming out of that second half and going off the way that she did, I think it kind of speaks for her case in general. She comes out, she defends, she scores the ball, she plays 40 minutes a game, and it's just like, and she still consistently puts up these numbers. I feel like if she's not MVP, shoot.
MVP is crazy. I don't even thought about that.
In a low stance defensively, matched up with Mitchell, fires up a 3. Kelsey Mitchell! Oh my! Mitchell comes back for it with 8.
Great pass.
Sims, up fake, back out, Mitchell. Got Rivers in the air, Kelsey Mitchell again! You betcha! Wow!
We will never be counted out because that is worth gold. That is worth gold. Kels, goddamn baby. Put us on your back. Oh, big time.
Mabry knifes off the screen, Charles is doubled.
And Indiana looks like they're in a zone right now.
Kick out and stolen by Mitchell. Explodes 2-on-1. Sims elevates for 2 and a foul.
Bug with their point guards. This is where you have Odyssey Sims coming in. Kelsey Mitchell making a great heads-up play here, but Odyssey Sims has done a great job early on coming in